which leads obviously to you and Stephen A. Hey, legit, that feels like a moment that had been brewing for a long time.
He's like on a Taylor Swift tour run right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're watching it. Yep. We're all seeing it.
Oh, yeah.
You're seeing it as well.
He literally, it started off with, I didn't want to address it.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't want to address it. I wasn't going to address it. But since the video came out, I feel the need to address it.
Yeah, went viral. You would be not to talk about it.
Are you kidding me? If there's one person that couldn't wait to the video to drop so you could address it, it's your ass. Like, seriously, and like another, he completely like missed the whole point. The whole point. Never would I ever not allow people to talk about the sport, criticize players about what they do on the court. That is your job, to criticize or to, be in a position where, okay, if a guy's not performing, that is all part of the game. That's all part of the game. But when you take it and you get personal with it, it's my job to not only protect my damn household, but protect the players. And I think a lot of the media, including him, and I know that he's gonna be happy as hell. He's gonna be smiling from ear to ear when he hears me talking about him again. Oh my God, he's gonna get home and grab some ice cream out of the fucking freezer and sit in his chair in his tighty whities on the couch.
I hope at some point you two do get a chance. But you're right.
Dude, like relax, bro. Like relax. Like seriously, just
Kind of on that note, Bronny, your son, he's obviously had that inspiration in the home, and you talked about it since years ago, wanting to play long enough to play with your son. So you obviously visualized that. But how was the real moment with that happening? Because I know me seeing it, seeing the Griffeys there, seeing it, like that was just an unbelievable moment. So what was that like for you, really actually being in it?
Like seeing that pop fly head towards Ken Griffey Sr. and then see Junior over there right before the ball got to his glove and he snatched it out the air and run back to the dugout like laughing at his pops. Like, that was a cool ass moment. And for that moment, that game, that home opener versus Minnesota, and then just over there and see Griffey Jr., man, the kid, and seeing his pops over there and us getting that picture at half court and then us going out on the floor and having that moment. Physically, I wasn't even there. I wasn't even there.
You're floating.
I'm floating, and I can
Dad right there.
I can only imagine where Bronny was. I don't know. We haven't even talked about it yet. At some point we will, but I wasn't even there. Like I might have been in the rafters. I might have been at home. My body may have been at home watching the game, watching the moment. I completely was not there, and but damn, that was an unbelievable moment, man. For me to be able to like have that dream, be able to speak it into existence, for it to come to fruition, for my mom and my wife and my daughter and my youngest son to be there. It was like, I started thinking about everything from what the hell he went through not less than a year before with his
he almost died?
His cardiac arrest, man.
That came out of nowhere, seemingly.
That came out of nowhere. It was a birth defect that quite honestly, if he never played sports or he never started to become, strong and run fast and all those stuff, we probably would never have to worry about it. But as he got stronger and things of that nature, it was just something inside his heart that was just pounding at his heart and pounding at his lungs that, unfortunately, we had the incident. And thankfully, a lot of these kids we've been seeing a lot lately in sports, not only in basketball but in football.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we was able to catch it. And to all the families out there that haven't had the opportunity to catch their kids before it gets to the point where they're not here anymore, to see that happen to Bronny and for him to be able to play that same year after that happened, at USC, and then less than a year later be drafted by the Lakers, and then in that fall we go out there together. So that's why I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We walked in together, but I I was not there.
That's a dad moment. That's really cool.
Yeah,
People forget, you're only one name now, LeBron, but you're still a human too. And I assume seeing,
for sure.
Your baby boy,
get
a chance to experience his dream.
Man.
Then obviously that led to the thing with Stephen A. talking about him and how critical everybody has been of Bronny. And I think that's a pressure that a second generation star has on him.
Yeah, for
His
sure.
whole life he's had that. It feels like he is very... he's like a 55-year-old, it looks like, the way he kind of handles it all. And I think you've even said that as well.
Yeah.
But how about his development? We had Rich Paul on the day after the draft.
Yeah,
man.
Because there's a bunch of rumors about Rich Paul was telling teams, hey, you draft him, we'll send him to Australia. There's a lot of those types of things happening. Allegedly, the Suns were involved. There was a chance they could get you, but he ends up with the Lakers with you.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's a whole storm. Like, LeBron James is bullying, blah, blah, blah. Everything, the way it always goes.
Of course.
This guy's not good enough. This guy's not this. And he does start out a little bit rough, NBA-wise. But now, he just dropped 39 last night in the G League. I think he had like a double-double or something. He had his best game in the NBA last week. He's obviously getting better and better. You have to be loving every moment. And how proud of Bronny are you for what he's going through? And
listen, for me as a dad, it doesn't matter if he never scores, ever. For me as a dad, I'm just super proud of him, period, as a young man. For me, as a mentor and as a teammate of his, and that wants to see him thrive because I've seen the work he's put into the game, I am super proud of his development to where he is now. From the moment that, he was drafted in June of 2025 to us being now in March of 2026, his development is skyrocketed, and I just think I had a good friend of mine, who went through a cardiac arrest as well. And he told me that, it took him, and he played basketball as well. And back then when it happened to him in the early 2000s, they wasn't with going back to performing. It was like, if it happened, it's over with.
What does not roll the dice?
Yeah, we're not rolling the dice. There was not enough data on it. It's like you have a cardiac arrest, it is over. We don't want this on our resume. They was not going back to perform the play. And he told me, he was like, man, I'm going to be honest, it took me about 2.5 years to finally get back to just normalcy. Like my body, my mind, and, he said when it happened to me, I was 23 years old. Bronny was 19 years old, and he's like, it's gonna take a little time, and I reason with that, but also he's doing things right now less than 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's because of his determination and his will to want to get better and his will to I don't really care what y'all saying. I hear it. He did an article the other day. He was like, yeah, I hear the noise. I use that as motivation, but I also know what I'm capable of. And, I've always told my kids, all of them, they all play sports. 2 basketball players. My youngest son going to Arizona. On a full ride. My daughter's
What is he, 7 foot tall, by the way? That came out of nowhere. Bryce, right?
Yeah.
He popped up out of nowhere. Because we follow your family on the internet, obviously. We see it all. And it's like Bronny, okay, and then Lil Bryce. Lil Bryce with the glasses.
Right, exactly.
And then all of a sudden, one video popped up of an Aussie, and Bryce.
Bryce taller than Bronny.
Wait a minute.
So he on his way to Arizona. My daughter's, she's playing 12 and under volleyball. She just turned 10. So, and I just tell him, it doesn't matter about the noise. That's going to happen. It's only about, if you love it, go out and practice. If you think you want to, if you fall in love with it, you only can fall in love with the process. Don't worry about the outcome. Fall in love with the process, and that shit will take care of itself. So, super proud of Bronny, man. I know, very long-winded when you talk about the kids. I just start thinking about them, but super proud of his game and where he is today. Starting off the G League season with just trying to figure it out, and now, shit, like you said last night, 39. Mm-hmm. And more than anything, when I talked to him, he was more pissed off at the technical free throw that he missed more than anything. Ooh. He's like, I could have had a 40 burger. He said, I could have had a 40 ball, and I missed that damn technical free throw. So, man, the kid is he's awesome.
He's been fun to watch.
Yeah.
It is, and the story has gotten so loud, and I think that's why, listening to you talk, and you say you get long-winded about the kid, it's like, well, that's why everything happened. That happened a couple weeks ago. But, you playing with him, obviously was a dream. You said that years ago. Bryce now, though,
very possible.
That is.
Oh, don't do that to me.
Yeah,
oh, my
yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And you said you're 215, nowhere near 280. You're in the best shape.
Exactly.
The best shape you've been in. That conversation's loud about now, about how many more does LeBron James have?